Boosie going to jail. Oh, God. Oh, God is good. I keep telling y'all, street got no God. God do not look after street. Boosie really thought he wasn't going to jail for that pistol. I knew he was going. I said, well, wait.
A lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with, and, you know, accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over with.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Just say a prayer for me. I just need prayer. I don't need nothing else.
Well, Charleston White was celebrating you taking the plea deal. I think he even said he hopes you die in jail and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard.
The biggest thing right now was that you actually accepted a plea deal for your federal gun case.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been fighting this thing from the very, very beginning?
I've been fighting for probably 3 years now, probably.
3 years.
When Boosie's case finally hit the blogs, Charleston White jumped on live acting like Christmas came early. He was laughing, grinning from ear to ear, saying he'd been waiting for this moment just to celebrate. Then he took it even further, saying he wouldn't care if Boosie never made it back out. That's how cold he was with it. Now, earlier this month, Boosie had already told fans he accepted a plea deal because he was tired of fighting. Even though the case had once been dismissed, he decided this was the best option. And while he was facing that reality, Austin White was online popping champagne like it was his birthday.
The feds picked it up.
Now, it was a state case. The feds came, picked it up. They had a ruling in the Supreme Court that went in my favor. Mm-hmm. And the case got dropped by the judge. The case got dropped.
For anyone who doesn't know, Boosie's legal drama has been dragging on for years. But this gun charge, that's the one that really sealed his fate. He was arrested for being a felon in possession of a firearm, a charge that's notoriously hard to beat. Fans thought Boosie was finally free to focus on music and family, but the feds weren't done. In 2024, they re-indicted him on the exact same charge. That's when he broke down and took the plea. And this wasn't just another legal setback. This was everything catching up to him at once. When the news dropped, fans flooded his mentions with support, but you could tell the man was exhausted.
I wasn't gonna go to trial with it from the dump, actually, but I feel like this the right move for me. I trust in God, Black.
This wasn't the loud, trolling Boosie people were used to. This was someone who'd been through too many battles. Boosie's been dodging trouble since his Baton Rouge days. Cases, beefs, health scares, you name it. But this time, the wait was different. 10 years isn't a slap on the wrist, and that reality showed in every word he typed online. While fans tried to lift him up, Charleston White was busy doing the opposite. He went live, smiling wide, saying he predicted this would happen. He made it clear he never believed Boosie would beat the case.
Boosie going to jail! Oh, God! Oh, God is good. I keep telling y'all, street he got no God. God do not look after street. Boosie really thought he wasn't going to jail for that pistol. I knew he was going. He going to jail. All that newborn baby. Boosie won't get to see that newborn baby till that baby be walking and talking. Boosie going to jail!
And now that the sentence was locked in, he was thrilled to rub it in. He even said he hoped Boosie would die in jail, which was shocking even for Charleston. But then again, this is Charleston White, the same man who's built his entire image on being the loudest troll in hip-hop. The timing of his reaction made it sting more. Boosie hadn't even processed his sentencing before Charleston turned it into a full-on comedy routine. His obsession with Boosie is different. This isn't just random trolling, it runs deep. Their beef actually goes back to late 2022. At that time, most people were agreeing with Boosie about Kanye, but Charleston, he jumped online and blasted Boosie for even speaking on Yeah. That's when things flipped.
He brought you up because you were attacking Kanye because of the...
Nah, it's Kanye West. It just happened. Nigga been coming at me. He been coming at me. It's just, I can't respond to those people, bro. Like, that's a danger to what I got going on. Can't take no risk of losing this behind,
Instead of just clapping back at Boosie, Charleston dragged his son Tootie Raw into it, calling him weak, saying he couldn't fight, and even predicting they'd both end up in jail. People realized Charleston wasn't just another internet troll. He was willing to get low, even targeting kids to hurt their parents.
I ain't really got no opinion on him because, my opinion can send me to prison. So I ain't really, I ain't really got no opinion on him, once you go to threaten people's kids, talking about you gotta lie. So, you know, I ain't the one gonna do all that. I ain't gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, you know, certain people you can't really express opinions on, and he one of those. You can't express how you feel because you might end up in prison. And I ain't getting tricked off the streets.
What surprised everyone was Boosie's calm reaction. Instead of exploding like fans expected, he stayed composed during an interview with Tony the Closer. He explained that talking too much could easily land him back behind bars, especially once kids get dragged into the mix. So he held back, kept his answers measured, and made it clear he wasn't scared, just strategic. But the tension was already building under the surface. By early 2023, the beef hit a new level. Charleston was already trolling T.I. over his paperwork party, but then he went 10 times harder on Boosie.
Oh, just them white folk, Boosie, you done got too much. You done let these niggas play you too, motherfucker. This internet book, dumb and it. Say, what little Tootie gonna do now? What little Tootie say? Listen, Vlad TV. Vlad post everybody going to jail but Boosie. Somebody tag Vlad TV.
He openly wished death on him just to rattle Tootie. Not long after, Tootie actually got arrested for guns. And guess who popped up immediately claiming credit?
I mean, I can't respond to that because once I see a man go up there and say he gonna put you in prison, even if you threaten him or say something about him and he's got facts to where he's put people in prison, I can't take a chance of getting involved with that.
Well, listen, I don't want anything to happen.
He's like, I'm gonna call. I seen him on some shit. He gonna call somebody. PO.
Oh yeah, no. He calls people. He gets people arrested for threats and stuff like that. But I'm not threatening.
Charleston White. He bragged about calling the police, sending in pictures, and tipping off the Department of Public Safety. He even said the cops were already watching Tootie.
I'm gonna put your in jail, waiting for the FBI to send me the right kind of number, because I'm finna make a report on your mother. People. And you make the man call your name specifically. The promoter specifically said your mother ain't Lil Boosie. He implemented you and implicated you. Finna go to jail, back to jail. You gonna be on your knees, but them knees gonna be bleeding again.
That was the moment the trolling turned into real-life consequences. Within 3 months, Boosie himself got arrested again in San Diego after a court hearing, and Charleston wasted no time turning it into a sermon on Instagram Live, calling it God's plan.
Not a street kid. I'm not a criminal. I'm a kid who was raised to tell the truth. When my mama come in and say, son, what happened? Mama, I didn't do that. I got to pay for a lawyer. I got 2 lawyers, Carl Mallory and Louis Stearns. Louis Stearns became Judge Stearns, Judge Louis Stearns. But nigga, I had 2 paid for lawyers. My mama is a well-to-do mama. I'm just playing, I ain't playing. I'm an adolescent going through an adolescent stage of rebelliousness. I ain't no street. Hell yeah, I'm gonna tell on you. I've been telling since I was a little bitty boy.
Nobody could tell if he was being serious or just trolling, but either way, it was disrespectful. Months later, Boosie finally spoke on Vlad TV. He admitted he didn't even want Vlad interviewing Charleston because of the disrespect toward Tootie. Once again, he clarified he wasn't scared.
He pulled the hammer back on the gun.
He just wanted to stay free. But even then, you could tell Charleston was living rent-free in his mind. By early 2024, this beef had bled deep into internet culture. Boosie didn't want to interact with Charleston, but streamers flipped the story, claiming they turned him down out of loyalty to Charleston. That lie spread fast until DJ Vlad had to step in to clean it up. That whole mess showed just how far Charleston's reach stretched. Even young influencers were using his name for clout. But Charleston wasn't done. In March, he popped back online, claiming Boosie had allegedly told promoters not to book him. He ranted, saying he'd already contacted the feds and was ready to get Boosie locked up over supposed threats. He even dragged Boosie's health into it just to make things nastier. He didn't have proof, but he said it loud enough for it to stick. Meanwhile, Boosie admitted guys from inside were calling him, jokingly asking when he'd be joining them. Imagine already carrying the weight of a federal sentence and then hearing that. It's like salt in the wound, and Charleston knows exactly how to twist it. Here's the thing. Boosie didn't want a trial. He went straight for the plea. And honestly, can you blame him? Imagine if Charleston White had somehow shown up in court. Everyone knows he'd turn that courtroom into a circus, pointing fingers, cracking jokes to the jury, and then hopping on live afterward like, I helped put Boosie away. That's not far-fetched. He's admitted to calling the cops, setting people up, and even bragged about testifying when he was younger. Footage of that old juvenile case recently resurfaced, and the internet lit up. People called him a hypocrite. You can't preach street code one day and then brag about snitching the next. Charleston didn't flinch. He doubled down, saying he's never lived by street rules and doesn't care who's mad, even while calling other rappers rats. When you put all of this together, it's easy to see why Boosie avoided risking a trial. The last thing he needed was Charleston popping up and running his mouth in court. And now, with the sentence locked in, Charleston is louder than ever, calling it karma, and acting like this was his personal victory lap. For him, this isn't just Boosie getting caught up. It's proof that all his trolling, mocking, and predictions finally hit home.